Miss Sarah, I'm sorry to interrupt, but Cook is in a state. She's looked through the menu and shopping lists you gave her, and a large delivery came this morning from the market, but she's convinced several items were misdelivered. Could you come take a look to ensure everything is as you wanted? Sarah turned her attention back to him and Eloise. Him meaning Eric Langdon. Sarah is Eric's sister. That will be the special items I ordered for the desserts. You know Cook gets so flustered about anything with French names. She can't wrap her mind around the discrepancy between the spelling and the pronunciation. I'll get her settled and find you when I'm through. She settled her gaze on Eloise, clasping the other woman's hands before turning to follow the maid back to the kitchen. Eloise laughed at her excitement. And Eric, Sarah added, half turning as she walked, why don't you use this time to explain to Eloise one of our best-loved English traditions? Her eyes shone in a manner which told him some mischief was afoot. He narrowed his eyes at her. Which tradition were you thinking? He called. She didn't respond, but pointed up toward the ceiling. Eric and Eloise both turned their attention upward, and Eric groaned before he could stifle the sound. There above them, suspended by a bright red ribbon, hung a ball of mistletoe. Hello my friends, I'm Emilee Harris, author of STEAMY Historical Romances, and today we are chatting about that wonderful plant which provides so many romance authors the perfect excuse to get their characters kissing in holiday tales, mistletoe. Mistletoe has long been associated with fertility and love, thanks to both Celtic Druid lore and Norse mythology. In the former, the Druids took note of the plant's ability to bloom even during the harsh winter, and in the latter, there is the story of the goddess Frigg's beloved son Balder, who was killed by an arrow of mistletoe, and her resultant command that all who passed beneath the mistletoe would kiss, a show of peace rather than the plant ever again being used for harm. How this lore eventually became a holiday tradition is a bit murky, but it is known that by the 18th century in England, this was the case. One holiday tradition which went along with this and began in the Middle Ages was that of the Holy Bough, which later became the kissing ball. In its early renditions, this decoration consisted of evergreens tied together with twine and a small carving of a baby set in the middle to represent the baby Jesus. These were then hung up as decor during the holidays, but later variations took the rough shape of a ball and incorporated sweetly scented herbs, fruits, and mistletoe instead of the baby carving. This is when people began to use the decor as an excuse for a smooch. Eventually, precise rules would crop up around the tradition of kissing under said kissing balls, to include the requirement that for each kiss, the man must take a berry from the mistletoe, and once the berries were gone, no more kissing could take place under that particular ball. I should mention that between the 17th and early 19th centuries, given a trend toward Puritanism and more conservative views of religious holidays, the kissing ball fell out of favor and would not be revived and thoroughly romanticized until the Victorian era, a good decade and a half to 2 decades after the time frame of my books. However, out of favor does not mean disappeared, therefore my characters get to kiss under the mistletoe. Thank you for joining me today. I hope I've given you some good incentive to go home, grab some mistletoe and your sweetheart, and enjoy one of the season's better traditions. Until next time, happy reading.